The anime started with a team of 4 heroes, managed to successfully seal away a great evil. Though their victory was hard-fought, they know that it's only a matter of time before the seal is broken, and the Demon King is released upon the world once more. The leader of the party is not discouraged, however, and tells his team to hold their heads up high. They have done a great thing today, and one day a new group of heroes will arise to finish what they started. This isn't the end at all, it's only just the beginning. We flash forward in time to join Yuke, a Red Mage, using his enhancement magic to power up his party members, as they do battle with the Hydra. While the frontline fighters engage the enemy, the magic casters in the back begin preparing their powerful spells. Together with the sword spell and Yuki's buffs, the team manages to bring down the monster in spectacular fashion. As the fight comes to a close, we hear an announcer declaring victory over the loudspeakers. In this world, adventurers are also live streamers and entertainers, broadcasting their epic battles to millions of viewers around the globe. The most famous among them is the A-rank party known as Thunder Pike, and their popularity is second to none. It seems they've got it made, yet after the fight, Yuke slams his hand on the table and loudly declares that he's quitting the team. Their leader, Simon, seems annoyed and asked why exactly he's deciding to do this now. Yuki's pissed off by the way he's being treated by his party, tired of being used and abused. All of that only to get a paltry sum of their winnings, despite all the work he does. This isn't the first time he's complained about this, and today he's finally had enough. Simon explains that everyone's share of the money is split based on their contribution. Barry, the resident meathead warrior, tells Yuke that he doesn't even fight, so he doesn't deserve a single coin as far as he is concerned. Jamie, the witch, agrees, saying that Yuki's only useful when it comes to getting their streams ready. Even Camilla, the priestess, piles on, reminding Yuke that all he does is burn through all their items and artifacts. Yuke shoots back, saying that he does that for the team's sake, and she, out of everyone, receives most of his support anyway. No one is on Yuki's side, and the truth is that it seems like all of them are as tired of him as he is of them. Simon reminds Yuke that he's only an B-rank adventurer because a friend did him a favor. If he leaves Thunder Pike, then he'll never manage to find another party on his own. They've been doing him a favor, letting him be part of the team, and tossing him the scraps of their rewards. Simon makes it clear that no one will miss Yuke when he's gone. As for Yuke, that's all he needed to hear, and he makes it official. After wasting 5 years of his life on these losers, he's done, so he quits. The bustling city of Phineas is one filled with magic and adventurous spirit. Everyone and their grandma's an adventurer, eager to make their name, upgrade their gear, and gain the kind of fame of those A-rank heroes seen on the big screen. At the guild hall, Yuke approaches the receptionist Mommer, looking for a new job. She's surprised to learn that he's going solo now, and hands him a form to fill out. His name is Yuke, age 20, and he's a Red Mage and alchemist. Before Mommer has a chance to even post it on the boards, Yuke sideswiped by an armored linebacker from his past. The young woman grabs him tight in a warm embrace and refers to him as sensei, saying it's been ages since they last saw each other. Yuke is shocked that it's his former student, Marina, all grown up and an official adventurer now. Technically, it's only been half a year, but it feels like a lifetime, and she's definitely changed since then. Marina thanks him for his lessons, and mentions that his 2 other students, Silk and Rain, are also here. They get to talking, and soon enough Yuke reveals that he's back on the market looking for work. Marina jumps at the opportunity, snatching the form, and wasting no time before inviting her former sensei to join their party. Yuke sits down with the 3 girls, and none of them are against him joining. However, Ranger Silk wonders if he would be happy joining their lowly D-ranked group. Yuke tells him that he would be happy to, and in fact prefer it over a higher grade team. Considering where he came from, such low-level work would actually be a godsend, because it won't cost him so much in terms of items and resources. He catches himself and apologizes for referring to them as low-ranked. However, he says that the kind of jobs they'll be doing will be a far better balance of costs and compensation. The girls don't need any more convincing, and happily admit their dear sensei into the team. Yuke is glad, but as if they can just call him by his name, they will be working together as equals from now on. As it turns out, the girls already had a job lined up. Their first mission takes them to the abandoned magical mine in search of ore. It's been a long time since Yuke has been here, and it takes him back to the good old days when Thunder Pike was just getting started. As he recalls, there are several spots on the 6th floor of the dungeon where they can find the magic iron ore they need. While Marina is in the back marveling at all the new sights and sounds, Silk is a little concerned that their team won't be strong enough to make it that far. Each floor has a boss, and the fifth one in particular is known for being particularly nasty. Yuke says that's no problem, they'll just start on the fourth floor and work their way through. As the team enters the mine, Marina begins scanning the ground for ore, and Yuke notes how the girls are doing everything he taught them to the letter. He's quite proud, but tells Marina she can take a break from that as he's got an easier way. He then whips out the first of his many useful items from his utility belt. This one is known as a detecting lamp, and will allow them to easily identify traps and items of special interest. Silk is worried that such an artifact cannot be cheap to maintain for her broke boy sensei. However, Yuke reassures her that it's no problem. As an alchemist, he can make the magic oil the lamp burns himself at no cost. Taking point, Yuke leads them through the winding tunnels, remembering the days when his old team was here. The trip down memory lane is interrupted, as the team senses a malicious presence up ahead. They charge forward, and come face to face with a gaggle of boggles, blocking their path. Silk doesn't hesitate and pulls out the arrow, shooting down one of the monsters with pinpoint precision. Marina then draws her blade and rushes in. Yuke raises his hand and casts a number of buffs on the knight, increasing her speed, strength and stamina in a single cast. In the next instant, he casts another spell that snares the boggles in place. Powered up, Marina becomes an unstoppable force, crashing through the monsters and turning them into mincemeat with alarming ease. Yuke applauds his team on a fight well fought, but the girls are a little taken aback. They are shocked by his skill to cast enhancem magic so fast, with so many at once. The three of them look at him with awe, but for Yuke this is nothing, and he's more interested in chopping up the monsters for their or they have than taking credit. As their journey continues, Yuke asks what their dungeon routine is like so he can adapt. They explain that it's just as he taught them, taking breaks on every floor, and checking their equipment and stats just to be sure. He's glad to know that they've got the basics down and suggests they rest before the next level. After everyone reports that everything is good and ready, they keep marching. They don't make it far, however, when they are ambushed from the shadows. Yuke calls on Rain to deal with these poor souls, and the wizard begins her incantations for a powerful spell. Yuke has a trick up his sleeve as well, and casts a protection charm that keeps the undead from getting anywhere near them. It proves to be super helpful in keeping them at bay, and provides just enough time for Rain to finish casting her spell. The magic obliterates the zombies in a flash of light, but in the aftermath, Rain feels a little exhausted from the effort. Yuke has something for that too, and uses an ability called Mana Refresh to refill her mana bar. It's a rare kind of magic, but as a Red Mage, Yuke has a lot of useful tricks like that at his disposal. He's more impressed with his student and her magic, rewarding her effort with a pat on the head. As they continue, Yuke makes sure to pour some holy water along the path. This way the undead can't track or flank them, but again Silk is worried. Holy water isn't exactly cheap, but Yuke went to Bible camp once and can actually make holy water himself. It's just a little application of alchemy, using the ashes of the undead they just slew, and you got yourself some homemade holy water. Impressed by all his wisdom, the girls are overjoyed to have him on their team, and he says he'll be happy to teach them everything he knows. After reaching the next floor, the team decides to take a break, and Yuke breaks out the cooking equipment. Alchemy isn't just about making holy potions and sacred oils, it can make a mean lunch too. Yuke buffs himself with some Gordon Ramsay magic, and starts cooking up a storm. He's even got an artifact that creates soup out of thin air, one of his favorite tools in his impressive arsenal. The girls are starving and can't wait to dig in. The food turns out to be delicious and surprisingly rejuvenating. Silk notices that everything Yuke made has a bit of mana in it. He explains that using alchemy, he can turn a simple meal into a buff for their bodies as well. All he needs to do is add the secret ingredient, which is love. Silk can't handle the fact that she's gobbling up her sensei's love, and the other two tell her not to think about it, just enjoy the food. Their next challenge comes in the form of a hulking rock lizard. This foe is no pushover, but the magical or its guarding is just what the party is looking for. They attack with Yuke slowing the monster while Marina powers up her sword. With one fell swoop, she takes the beast head and ends the fight. The effort is exhausting, but nothing a little mana refresh can't fix. The team gets to work mining the ore, and by the end the haul is quite remarkable. However, they still need a little more to complete their job. Yuke has a suggestion: why don't they fight the boss and keep going deeper? Their girls get nervous about this because it's the boss they were hoping to avoid, a beast known as the Steel Crab, infamous for destroying rookie teams. Yuke says, so solo that sucker no problem, he just wants to prove that he can be a useful member of the team. As they reach the boss room, Yuke whips out a camera, a floating eye that allows adventurers to record or even live stream their antics. Yuke says he records every boss fight for his own personal collection. However, Marina wants to show the whole world what's about to happen live. Yuke doesn't mind live streaming it and asks what their party name is. Marina is caught off guard and reveals that they really haven't thought about it much. In fact, they aren't even officially registered as a team yet. Taking a second to mull it over, she comes up with the name Clover. Each of them is one of the leaves of the clover, and Yuke is the lucky fourth. It's a good name, and everyone agrees it's what they should register themselves under when they get back to the guild. First, however, there's a crab whose day they need to ruin. Yuke buffs himself and turns on the live stream. Pushing open the doors, the giant monster is waiting for him inside and immediately attacks. Fueled by his enhancement magic, Yuke easily dodges. Then this man proceeds to absolutely violate this poor crab with every debuff imaginable. He casts paralysis, poison, blindness, student that, and even irritable bowel syndrome, every horror one can fathom. Yuke is relentless, and he casts it one after another on the beast. In the end, death is a mercy, and with one final cast of gravity, Yuke stands victorious. He bows to the camera, and the girls rush over to congratulate him. Yuke takes more damage from Marina's bear hug than he does the dungeon boss, and tells the girls that the next one they fight will be together as a proper team. Before that, however, it's time to check the loot. With the boss defeated, a treasure box has appeared. The team opens it up together and reveals the spoils. Clover has officially completed their first quest, and this is only just the beginning. This was the end of episode 1. Subscribe to not miss the next part.